Good morning, everyone. I am Thea, Kevin's wife, of course, and I thought I'd tell you just a little bit of what I'm doing this morning. We grew a lot of celery, and we still have a bunch more out there to harvest. So Kevin cut a lot the other day, and what we're doing is we're preserving it so that we could use it over the winter. So a couple of ways that we do that is sometimes we freeze some in Ziploc bags, but we found that also the best way for us is to cut it up and dehydrate it. So the whole operation started about 2 days ago. Kevin cut the pieces out of the garden. We brought it over to Kevin's wash station, which I know he's had some other videos and showed you, and cleaned it off. Then we cut the bad spots off, and then what I did is I ran the stalks through our food processor. And we have a slicer attachment to it, so it makes small little holes, circular type things in it. I'll show you in a second. So then we ran out of some time, so we went ahead and put it in the refrigerator, and then voila, today it's time to preserve it for the winter. So what I'm going to show you is our food processor blade. Also going to show you putting it on the trays from our Excalibur dehydrator, and tell you a little bit about that, and then we'll walk over to the dehydrator and I'll show you how we place it at that point. So I'll just show you these things. This is our food processor that I was telling you about, and this is the blade we like. You can adjust it so you can make tiny little thin pieces. I usually make it bigger because once it goes through the dehydrator, it shrinks down to nothing. And this is great because I can put the stalks right through the top, and boy, it saves so much time as opposed to cutting it with a knife. Then we go ahead, and once they're in small pieces, I place them on the dehydrator rack sheet, which looks like this. With an Excalibur comes these racks, and they have little holes in these pieces of plastic so the air goes through. But a problem that I usually end up seeing is when you have something so fine, especially herbs are even worse, it'll dry so small that it'll go through it, and it'll start blowing around the dehydrator. So what we purchased, and we've got them from two places. The first place I believe we got them from Excalibur, and the other was on Amazon, are these sheets. And they're really nice because they're reusable. You can put them in the dishwasher, and you can put these racks in the dishwasher too. And this way, the little pieces don't fall through the holes. So when I'm placing the little bits of the celery on, I usually go ahead and work into the edges first, because if you dump it, it's going to go all over the place. So just, have patience and kind of push it into the corners like so, and we'll work our way around this. It's nice that we have the dehydrators because then it doesn't take as much space to store all this food. And in the winter, when there's lots of snow, we can go ahead and make nutritious meals with things that we grew in the summertime in our gardens. We also do this with other veggies. We do it with leeks, which I was working on yesterday. And we'll probably show you a little bit of that also. We got lots of leeks. And then I just gently, disperse it out as even as I can before I put it in our Excalibur. This is one of our 4 Excalibur dehydrators, and it has 9 racks in it. And I'll just show you, I just put it right in here. It slides really easily. They designed these very well. And what we found is when drying veggies like this, we go ahead and we use every other rack. It helps with the air circulation. If it's too full, then it seems like it just takes longer to dry and the pieces get caught on the rack above. So we use every other rack. And then the dehydrators that we have, They have timers where you could set that you want to put it on for 12 hours or 4 hours. Yesterday when I did the leeks, it only took 12 hours to dry them off, and it was really crispy dry. So I'm going to set the celery on the same setting and come back every once in a while and see how they're doing. They also have how high the temperature can go to dehydrate these. When you're doing herbs and all, we set it on a really low temperature. If you're doing meats, you know, it's a very high temperature, and they have a little table here for you to follow with little color codes. And yesterday and today what I'm doing is veggie setting. So that's about 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So once you get it in here, you place the door on. These are the newer Excaliburs where you can see through this plastic glass, which is nice because then you can see if it's shriveling up, you know, it's on its way to being done for you. Then what I do is I have it on the setting, the 125 degrees, and next to it is the timer, and all you do is just put it up to about 12 hours, and voila, come back then. So I hope you enjoyed this short little video, and we'll give you updates on how things are coming along. It was great that you could watch this. If you like it, thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe, please press the subscribe button, and have a great, wonderful, happy, joyous day. And here comes Brucey to say hi. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.